When most people imagine winning the lottery, they picture celebration, quitting their job, buying something outrageous, calling everyone they know. But for the small percentage of lottery winners who actually stayed rich, the story looks very different. In case after case, the difference between winners who lost everything and winners who kept their wealth came down to what they did immediately. Not in the first year, not in the first month, but in the first 72 hours. In this video, we're breaking down the real, documented actions taken by lottery winners who managed to protect and preserve their wealth, and why those first few days mattered more than anything that came later. Stay tuned. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel for real-life moments when luck strikes. Now let's get into it. They controlled information, not excitement. The first thing winners who stayed wealthy did was limit who knew. This doesn't mean they never told anyone, it means they understood something most people don't. Information spreads faster than money, and once it's out, you can't get it back. In multiple documented cases, winners who immediately told coworkers, extended family, or posted publicly found themselves overwhelmed with requests, pressure, and legal exposure within days. By contrast, winners who stayed financially stable treated the win as confidential business information. For example, Mavis Wanchik, who won $758.7 million in 2017, made a very deliberate decision. She claimed her prize quickly, but she did not immediately launch into public spending or public explanations. She limited her circle, avoided ongoing media engagement, and created distance between herself and the sudden attention. Silence was a winning strategy. They protected the ticket like a legal asset. Winners who stayed rich understood something critical. The ticket is not symbolic. It is a legal instrument. Documented disputes over stolen or lost tickets almost always involve one mistake: showing the ticket to others or failing to secure it immediately. Winners who stayed wealthy typically signed the back of the ticket as soon as legally permitted, made copies or photographs, stored it in a secure location, contacted the lottery office quietly to understand claim requirements. They didn't carry it around. They didn't show it off. They didn't treat it casually. They treated it the way someone would treat a deed or a contract. They hired professionals before emotions set in. One of the most consistent differences between winners who stayed rich and those who didn't was timing. The winners who stayed wealthy hired professionals before the money was even claimed. That typically included a lawyer experienced in asset protection, a tax professional who understood large windfalls, and, in some cases, a fiduciary financial advisor. Importantly, these were not friends. They were not family. They were not people offering help informally. This step prevented premature gifting, tax miscalculations, verbal promises that later became legal disputes. Winners who waited to do this often found themselves locked into decisions they couldn't undo. They did nothing big on purpose. This is the part that surprises people. Many winners who stayed wealthy deliberately did nothing. No major purchases, no real estate, no new businesses, no large gifts. Although it's the perfect time to start creating your list, instead, they implemented what financial professionals call a cooling off period, often lasting several months. During this time, the principal stayed untouched except for required taxes. Lifestyle changes where minimal decisions were postponed. Contrast this with cases like David Lee Edwards, the late Powerball winner from Ashland, Kentucky, who began spending immediately and was bankrupt within years. His story became a cautionary example of how sudden wealth can lead to financial and personal collapse. They thought in systems, not purchases. Winners who stayed wealthy framed the money differently. They didn't just ask themselves, "What should I buy?" They asked, "How do I protect this? How do I generate sustainable income? How do I reduce exposure?" This led them to think in terms of trust long-term financial planning. Privacy and structured giving. If any money wasn't viewed as just a shopping spree, it was viewed as an opportunity. Winning the lottery is instant. Staying wealthy is intentional. And for the winners who kept their money, the real turning point wasn't the jackpot itself. It was the first 72 hours. If this video gave you a new perspective on luck and what happens after it strikes, let us know by liking the video. It helps more people find real stories like this. And if you want more deep dives into real-life moments where luck strikes, make sure you subscribe today. Because luck is only the beginning.